Welcome back. I have come up with a new video on 2nd PUC Passing Capsule Chapter-wise. Today's chapter I'll be dealing with is Chapter-1 Reproduction in Organism. Before getting deeper into the video, those who are new to my channel, please do subscribe so that you don't miss any update regarding the Karnataka PU board examination as well as the competitive examination. Yes, let's get started without delay. So the first main, that is 1 mark questions. So you know that in the new paper pattern you have MCQs, alternatives, as well as you have the fill up the blanks. So this might help you if you learn these questions. Okay. So first question, understand, define parthenogenesis. What is parthenogenesis? The process of development of female gamete to form new organism without fertilization is called as parthenogenesis. Understand the definition and then memorize it. So here what is happening? Development of the female gamete, and how this development is happening without the fertilization. That process you call it as a parthenogenesis. Next, second question. Name the reproductive cycle that occurs in non-primates. So this is a direct question, that is oestrus cycle. Name the plant which flowers once in 12 years. This is very important question. Almost in all the question paper you might find the question. So that is Strobilanthes kuntiana. When it is typed, it is in italics, and when you write you have to underline separately. Suppose now I am writing Strobilanthes kuntiana. So here S is capital and K is small, so you have to underline separately. This is important. So this is the 3 questions. Next, the fourth question is, give an example of an organism that produce isogametes. Example, Cladophora. I have taken one example. So you can expect a question on anisogametes, as well. So next time they can ask you regarding anisogametes. So this is how you prepare the questions parallelly. I have taken up some question. So parallelly which question could be asked, that also I am telling you. I hope this is useful for you. Next, what are meiocytes? So this is a direct question. They are gamete mother cells which undergo meiosis to produce haploid gametes. So you can remember, so meiocytes, these are what? Gamete mother cell which will undergo meiosis, and what they will form? Haploid, that is N gametes. Okay. So this is how you understand and you practice. It's very easy questions. Definitely if you concentrate and study, definitely you will pass. So these are the lecture series I am preparing the questions and making the videos for those students who are finding very difficult to pass the biology exam, and also those who are aiming for 100 and topping the exam. Please you also do watch the video so that your revision will happen. Okay. So next question, name the part of the flower which develops into the fruit after fertilization. That is ovary. You know that ovary give rise to fruit. Parallelly which question could be asked in the next time? Ovules develop into seeds, isn't it? So this is how you predict the question while you are studying. So now you know one question. So ovary will give rise to fruit, and also you know the another question, that is ovules will give rise to seeds. Okay. Next, how many chromosomes are there in meiocytes of human beings? That is 46. If they have asked you how many, that is 46. Or they can ask you how many pair? How many pair? That is 23 pair. So they can ask you either the pair or they can ask you how many chromosomes. I hope you are getting the points. So now in this slide you saw regarding isogametes, that is cladophora. Like that you remember for anisogametes as well. Then what are meiocytes? These meiocytes are the gamete mother cells which will undergo which process? Meiosis. This is keyword. Meiosis to produce gametes. How these gametes are? They are haploid. Name the part of the flower which develops into the fruit after fertilization. Ovary will give rise to fruit. So seeds will arise from which part? After fertilization, that is ovules. Next, second main 2-mark questions. What is embryogenesis? Mention 2 important events that occur during embryogenesis. So they have given 2 questions here, students. Out of that, each of the question will contain 1 mark weightage. Okay. So what is embryogenesis? The process of development of embryo from the zygote is called as embryogenesis. So if you see the word embryogenesis, there are 2 words actually. Embryogenesis, embryogenesis. Embryo here is one word and genesis means formation. So here what is happening? Development or formation of the embryo from which? From zygote. So here from zygote there is formation of embryo. That you call it as embryogenesis. Next, mention 2 important events that occur during embryogenesis. If the embryogenesis has to happen, there has to happen 2 important events. What is those 2 important events? That is cell division and cell differentiation. Cell division and cell differentiation. So which are the 2 events has to happen? Cell division and cell differentiation. So we learned the first question, that is what is embryogenesis. Mention 2 important events that occur during embryogenesis. So the process of development of embryo from the zygote is called as embryogenesis. Which are the 2 important events will happen to make the embryogenesis? That is cell division and then the cell differentiation. I hope this question is clear for you, students. Next, we see the second question. What are homogametes and heterogametes? So you should know the meaning. Homo means same, or you can call similar, and hetero means different. You have to understand this term. Okay. So when male and female gametes are so similar in appearance that is not possible to categorize them, they are called as homogametes. For example, so you can see this and this. Can you able to differentiate? Both are similar in shape or they are similar in appearance. So you cannot categorize them. They are called as homo. When male and female gametes are morphologically different, you call it as heterogamete. For example, hypothetically one is like this, another one is like this. Can you able to differentiate one as male, another one as female? So that is hetero. Hetero means different in appearance, or you can also call morphologically different. So I hope it is clear for you students. Homogametes and heterogametes. Homo means the same, hetero means different. So when you can differentiate into male and female, morphologically they are different in appearance, you call it as a heterogametes. And when the male and female gametes are so similar in appearance and that's not possible to categorize them into male and female, you call it as a homogametes. I hope it's clear. Yes, next. Write one advantage and one disadvantage of external fertilization. So if the fertilization is happening externally, what is the advantage and what is the disadvantage, they have asked you. First advantage is there is a production of large number of offsprings. Many number of offsprings are produced. That is one plus point, or you can call it as an advantage. The disadvantage is that the offsprings are externally vulnerable to the predators. Means the predators are the one they can attack them. Predators threatening their survival up to adulthood. That is the one drawback or the disadvantage of the external fertilization. So this is very important and easy as well. So the first advantage is what? They are produced in large number. The offsprings produced are more in number. And the second point or the disadvantage is that what? The offsprings are externally extremely vulnerable to predators threatening their survival up to adulthood. I hope it's clear. It's quite easy. Next, fourth one. Differentiate between staminate flowers and pistillate flowers. So staminate are unisexual male flowers. Suppose you have one flower like this. Okay. So this flower will have only one sex organ, that is stamen. You call it as a male flower. Male flower. Bearing what? Male flower will have stamens. Next, pistillate. Pistillate are unisexual female flower bearing pistils or the gynoecium. Male flower means they will have a androecium. The female flower will have a gynoecium, isn't it? Suppose here there is one flower. They have one stigma. So this is a unisexual, that is only one sex. Either unisexual means either there will be male sex organ or the female sex organ. Okay. So pistillate flowers are the unisexual female flower bearing pistil. Bisexual means what? The flower will have both the sex organ, that is stamens also will be present and then the pistil will also be present. For example, your hibiscus flower. You all have seen, isn't it? Hibiscus flower. I hope it is clear. Staminate flower and pistillate flowers. Next. Differentiate seasonal breeders from continuous breeders. This is also very important question. In all the question paper, you can find this question for 2 marks or sometimes it can be asked for 1 mark as well for the definition. Many mammals exhibit reproductive cycle only during favorable seasons in their reproductive phase and are called as seasonal breeders. What can you understand from here? Seasonal breeder means they are active only during the favorable season. Only in one particular season the reproductive phase will be more active. The reproductive cycle will be more active in related to one particular season. They are called as the seasonal breeders. Many other mammals are reproductively active throughout their reproductive phase and are called as continuous breeders. Continuous. If you have two classes continuous, suppose first hour, second hour, third hour. So you have 4 hours in the morning session in your college. For all the 4 hours, if it is only the same subject, you call it as a continuous. There is no gap. No gap between the seasons. Here we are talking about the organism, how they are going to breed, how they are going to breed, whether in one particular season or in throughout the year. So many other mammals are reproductively active throughout their reproductive phase and are called as continuous breeders. So continuous breeder means here there is no relation to any season. It doesn't have any significance of any season. All the time of the reproductive phase they are active. Continuously they are active and they are breeding. So they are called as continuous breeders. Next, differentiate between menstrual cycle and oyster cycle. The cyclical changes during the reproduction seen in case of the primates, you call it as a menstrual cycle. Primates. It's a menstrual cycle. In case of the non-primate mammals, we call it as a oyster cycle. The cyclical changes during reproduction seen in case of the non-primate mammals, we call it as a oyster cycle. You have to remember the examples as well. Okay, for the primates or the menstrual cycle and the oyster cycle. So the cyclical changes happening in case of the primates, you call it as a menstrual cycle, and the cyclical changes happening in the reproduction in case of the non-primate mammals, we call it as a oyster cycle. Remember, primates menstrual cycle PM, and for non-primates, that is non-primates, it starts with N, isn't it? No, oyster cycle O. So remember like this, non-primates oyster cycle. For primates, it's menstrual cycle PM and NO. I hope this trick will help you guys to recognize which is a primate and which is a non-primate. The primate which starts from P, it will have a menstrual cycle, that is PM, and the oyster cycle, that is happening in case of the non-primate, so that is NO, no. So like this you can remember, it's a small trick. Next, 3-mark questions. What is parthenogenesis? Give 2 examples. The process of development of female gamete to form new organism without fertilization is called as parthenogenesis. We saw in 2-mark question as well. So here they have asked 2 examples, for example rotifers and honeybees. I have explained this already in the 2-mark question. Then classify animals based on the development of zygote. Mention an example for each group. So how the development of the zygote will happen, based on that the animals are classified into oviparous and viviparous. What is oviparous? The development of the zygote take place outside the body of the female parent, for example reptiles and birds. So oviparous, it is happening outside. Okay, oviparous, the development will happen outside the female parent, isn't it? That is oviparous, for example reptiles, birds. Viviparous, So the development of the zygote into young one inside the body of the female organism, for example majority of the mammals. So viviparous, within, remember like this, within the female parent, within the female parent the young one will be produced and they will be given birth live. So that is a viviparous. Oviparous, outside the body the development will happen outside the female parent. Viviparous, within the female parent. I hope it's clear. I have given you the hint. O oviparous, O outside. Viviparous, V within, VIDIN. If you make like that, within, WITHIN, within. But if you are vocally, if you are pronouncing within, so like that you remember. Okay, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I have explained you in a simple way so that you don't forget the concept. If you like this video, please hit a like button, and those who are not subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe guys. It's free, and stay tuned for the next video for the chapter 2. I hope it's beneficial for them. Share this content with your friends so that it will be helpful for them as well. And please let me know in the comment section whether you are following the videos. If you have any queries regarding any other topic, if you have any doubt, please do keep me posted. Thank you. Happy learning. See you next time.